So because we're actually getting a good idea of what the actual base roster of the Mortal Kombat game is, I wanted to go in and actually look character by character and give my thoughts a thumbs up or thumbs down on the designs for MK1, especially considering so many characters have brand new redesigns, and from an art standpoint, this is just things that fascinates me. And this, because Mortal Kombat 1 has so many new designs, I really wanted to take a look and actually just give my thoughts on each character's new design in this game. Starting with Liu Kang, I love this design. Since Mortal Kombat 11, where Liu Kang merged with Raiden essentially and got his fire god powers, which I'm assuming he's a god now. He has his fire god powers, but I guess he still retains some of the lightning ability from Raiden. Not sure if he gave those abilities to the new Raiden or not, but leaving all those like sort of story and character details out of it, just looking at him knowing that he's a god now, he certainly looks it. This is the coolest that Liu Kang has ever looked. He looks like everything that his character has sort of been, with the exception of all the Revenant stuff, which I'm not a fan of. He has like the whites of the eyes and sort of just the way he's dressed has a godlike look to it, while also having this weird monk quality that Liu Kang retained from being a Shaolin monk. I like that the headband isn't just a red headband like it's always been in the past. It's sort of got the dragon inscriptions and all the other stuff from, like, I guess his new godhood that he has now. Like, it's a very intricate design on all of his clothes, and then the dragon tattoos on his arm and the way that they're like actually lit up. It's not just like a normal tattoo, it's like a glowing tattoo, almost like the whites of his eyes. I think that's really cool. Like, it's just a sick design, and he still got like his hands wrapped like he's always ready to fight. Like, I love Liu Kang's new design. Like, that's cool. Looking ahead at Sub-Zero, who, as I've talked about many times on this channel, is my favorite Mortal Kombat character. I love the new Sub-Zero design. I'm probably going to end up saying I love most of these. There are some that I'm not as much a fan of as others, but we'll get to those. Sub-Zero 1, I like it. I know some people don't like that they're the newly revamped Lin Kuei ninjas, or the Lin Kuei essentially. They don't look like ninjas. They don't have hoods on or anything like that anymore, and they don't like the super simplistic design. But I like it. Like, less is more. And let's be honest, some of these Mortal Kombat characters with the amount of armor and gear all over their clothes, it was starting to be a bit much. Them just getting back to basics and having sort of streamlined or simplistic designs, to me, is cool. And I love how, and I guess we'll get to this going forward throughout these characters, but all of the Lin Kuei have a similar outfit, but there's subtle differences for each character. And just since Sub-Zero's first is Grandmaster, his are vastly different from the other two. His mask, slightly different from Scorpion's mask. I guess I can lump Scorpion in with him because I also, spoilers, like Scorpion's design too, and since they're side by side, I'll just go ahead and touch on Scorpion as well. But their belts being different, while Scorpion is Lin Kuei now, which is crazy, but because he's Lin Kuei now, he still has ninja-like qualities about old school Scorpion that's still sort of here. Like Sub-Zero with the little medallions and stuff on his arms, the little, I guess, silver or steel little plates that he's got around his belt. Like, there's just the little details that he has in his outfit that none of the other ones have, I guess to signify like he is the Grandmaster, he's the leader of the clan. Even the shoulder pads, like, everybody else just got regular shoulder pads over their shoulders. His have to have these like sharp points sticking up. Like, he has to have the special pads for some reason. Well, not for some reason. He's the Grandmaster. I get it. Even he's covered up all the way up to his neck a little bit with the collar on his little outfit. Like, that's cool. And then Scorpion, I always love now how they've been adding hints of red, I guess because the fiery nature and all his attacks and stuff, they've been adding red along with the yellow to create that fiery color scheme to his outfits. So the subtle red in certain spots on his design looks sweet to me. I also love the gold sort of mask as opposed to the blue and silver one that Sub-Zero has. The only thing I will say before I get to that, also the subtlety of Sub-Zero and Scorpion being brothers now. I almost said Sub-Zero. We're just gonna skip over that. But the idea of Sub-Zero and Scorpion being brothers now, and the designers giving them both man buns for some reason, but Sub-Zero's just is tied down and Scorpion's is tied up. Such a subtle difference to have them look similar but be different as brothers. So strange, but it's such a small little touch that actually, it's those nuanced things that create little bits of personality in the designs. I like that. But the only thing I will say, if there's any criticism I have of Scorpion's outfit, I don't know how I feel about the Scorpion tattoo. It's just a bit much to me. Like, I get it. His name is Scorpion. Does he need the giant Scorpion tattoo on his arm to signify that? Like, it doesn't hit the same way that Liu Kang's God tattoos look on his body. Like, I don't know. Here it just looks corny to me. But it doesn't look corny as in it's like a bad design. It just, I don't know, it makes the character corny to me. That he's Scorpion and he has a big old Scorpion tattoo. But I don't know, it's nitpicking. It's not that big of an issue. If I can bypass the tattoo, I feel like his design's perfect. But so far, all thumbs up. Like, I love these designs so far. Kitana's design, once again, nice and simple. They made the Edenian women in this game gorgeous. Like, all these women look bad as I don't know what. I have no problems with any of the females. Look, even Mileena looks sexy in this game, and I don't know how, which, I mean, of course, with her having the tarkat disease and all that other stuff, we know how she's eventually going to end up looking in the course of this game. But for the base, well, not the base look of her, but the early look that we see from like story mode clips of her and Kitana actually being twin sisters for once, like they were originally in the story, but I digress. They look amazing. And dare I say, Mileena actually looks better than Kitana. But Kitana's design, perfect. This is like, when I think of Kitana, and I think, even though she's no longer the prince of, or the princess of Outworld, I was about to say princess of Edenia, force of habit. With her no longer being the princess of Outworld, it's like, she still looks like royalty. And she looks how I would imagine her to look. I also love the fact that, and we'll get to Sindel and Mileena later, but I think all the Edenian, like that royal family, all has the weird little crest or thing on their head. I don't know what you even call that, but it's sweet. Like, her design, her outfit matches her fans perfectly. The way her hair looks, everything, her actual facial design, which I've been hard on NetherRealm in the past, specifically MK9 and 11, for how they've designed their females. Their females had really hard looking faces. In MK9, like, every female looked rough and was animated poorly in the face. In MKX, they looked more womanly, but it was weird. Like, the guys had so much detail into how they looked in MKX, but the females just looked like plastic dolls in the game. They were all shiny as hell. Like, I don't know what was up with the designs in MKX. And then after that, with Injustice 2 and MK11, they started, like, I have no negative things to say about how they designed their women. So yeah, like, I love Kitana's new design. I feel like it's another flawless one to me. Johnny Cage. I'm on Johnny Cage, and I'll explain why. And I know he's gonna have different skins. As far as the actual design of Johnny Cage, I love it. As far as how he looks. But the costume, I imagine he's going to have different skins. So I'm not gonna go too hard on what he's wearing, because this actual, there are constant planes going off overhead. It's been raining off and on all day. So if any of this picks up on the mic, I apologize ahead of time. It's getting really annoying. There's been like planes and helicopters going by all day long. But there's another one. In any event, I'm gonna just try to talk over top of it at this point. But that Johnny Cage outfit, having played the beta and seeing the bits of gameplay that I have, that one's not in the game. that I've seen so far. He sort of is in like a dress shirt and slacks. I haven't seen this yet. I imagine the old school Johnny Cage outfit with the Johnny chest tattoo and everything, that's going to be in the game. I want to see what that looks like, but just knowing Johnny being Johnny, this is still cool. But I don't know, even for just regular workout gear or training gear or whatever, you would expect something a little more outlandish from Johnny Cage. Like, I don't know. His movie star outfit that's in his base fits the character, but it looks too plain for Johnny. And then here, for Johnny Cage to be in like his sparring or workout gear or whatever, it still looks too plain. But I don't know what changes might exist with his character or anything like that, so it may fit the new character or anything, or something along those lines, but I don't know. It doesn't have the pop and personality that you would expect from a Johnny Cage design. But once again, this could just be me nitpicking. I don't know what any of his alternate skins or costumes look like, so that classic Johnny Cage look still might be there. Like, for example, when you think Johnny Cage, you think somewhere, and I hope I'm not blocking as I'm talking about Johnny Cage, I'm blocking the screen, but when you think Johnny Cage, this is the classic outfit that comes to mind. And in recent years, it's been this with the big belt buckle that says Cage on it with Johnny tattooed over his chest, just in case you had no idea who he was. For him to be like an egotistical sort of 21st century like movie star, okay, cool. It fits perfectly. To go from those elaborate Johnny Cage designs in recent years, even the in MK11 where he has on the crazy neon jacket on top of everything else, and then to see this, it's tremendous step back in terms of his design. Like, it's the Scorpion and Sub-Zero subtle, simplistic designs are cool. The Johnny Cage one is almost too simplistic. But once again, this might just be a weird base costume, and those sort of extravagant ones are just like alternate skin, so I don't know. So as far as how he looks, fine with that. Just the costumes that he has, is just judging what I see here in this one, it's a little plain to me. But that doesn't mean that none of his other outfits are going to be what we wanted. So I still like it. It's just, like I said, nitpicking the actual clothes. Kenshi, chef's kiss. That's perfect. This might be my favorite Kenshi design of any of his looks in previous games. And I love the idea of Kenshi having like a full-on, I don't even know, is that like a coat or a jacket? Like, I don't even know how that's designed, but it looks sweet. And the fact that he's this weird mafia yakuza ninja now, like he's emerging of all these different things, and the way he looks is so cool. Like, the coolest blonde swordsman in fighting games. Like, I absolutely love Kenshi's design. I don't even have anything to follow up on with this. I just think this is perfect. There are not really many bad Kenshi designs outside of maybe his old school Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance alternates. That and Deception. I feel like those are just like weird and plain. Not bad, just like strange designs for Kenshi. But since then, all his other appearances in like MK9, MKX, this one is, like I said, is perfect. Greatest blonde swordsman ever. Kung Lao was actually one of my mains in Mortal Kombat history. Not a fan of this design. And it pains me to say that. I'm such a Kung Lao fan. But like, the color scheme, I'm kind of like, on the, and you can't see the full thing here just because it's not on the screen right now. But the off-colored blue pants from how the color blue that's in his top is strange, along with all the brown that he has, and then the black and red. Like, he has a multitude of colors that are kind of all over the place to me. I don't even mind the design of his look. It's just the color of the clothes that's sort of making me just like, But once again, this could be a case of they're probably different skins, they're different colors, so who knows. But once again, I'm just judging by what I'm seeing. I'm not a fan of this color scheme for Kung Lao. The other reason why I say, and this is probably the biggest reason why I'm saying that I'm not a fan of this Kung Lao design, is it just me, and let me know in the comments below if you disagree, but does his hat not look like it doesn't fit his hat, or I mean fit his head? His hat doesn't fit his hat. His hat doesn't fit his head, and it just looks weird to me. Like, it's like his hat sits right on the tip of the top of his head. Like before, Kung Lao's hat always came down low or hung low. There was always even the crazy shadows in his eyes. Like, I get that this is supposed to be a younger, plainer Kung Lao. Like, he even has to, like, get the blades on his hat to have that, like, sort of trademark hat that he always has. But this is almost, once again, it's a case of almost being too plain. Like, to me, that hat kills the outfit. If the hat fit better, I think I could even bypass the crazy color scheme. But because between the color scheme and then the hat not fitting right, like, Kung Lao looks kind of goofy in this game to me. God, that pains me to say too. Like, Kung Lao is actually my man. I'm gonna be playing with him a lot in the game, but I don't know, just not feeling that outfit. Mileena, I'm not gonna lie, this might just be me, but she's still kind of cute even with all the tarkat and stuff in her face. Which her mouth isn't showing. Her mouth in this game is wild. I'm not even gonna pull it up for this video. I really would rather not, but zoom in as much as I can in the characters. Her mouth, it looks hideous in this game. Like, they took her being tarkat and went way too far. Like, it looks like her teeth and mouth split in two different places, almost like her jaw breaks when she opens her mouth, and then the way her tongue looks, like, it's horrifying how they have her look in this game. And she's the new princess of Outworld. Like, it still blows my mind that Liu Kang made a new timeline, and for his love interest to always be Kitana, he doesn't make Kitana the queen or princess. Like, that's crazy to me. But this is a different Kitana altogether, so like I said, who knows what's going on with this story. It's a new story starting from scratch. Also, let me know if you'd be interested in me doing a playthrough. I might do it anyways, just cause I know this is like an art and design channel with like gaming elements to it, but like Mortal Kombat story is something that's like very near and dear to my heart. I might just play it anyways when the game comes out and just go through the story mode and post that. I don't want to do a whole bunch of posting of like just every online battle at every single thing I do in the game. Because I know that not everyone's here for that, and I don't need people looking at me lose online that many times. Back to Mileena's outfit. The shaved head look, I don't know why that looks cool on Mileena. It's a very interesting design choice to do that too. Like I said, without the tarkat stuff taking over the the new disease, I guess, she looks like her sister. She looks just like Kitana. But once that takes over and you can see like in her eyes and everything, it's like she looks awful in the face. But it makes for an absolutely like another one of the giant thumbs up, like a perfect design from her standpoint. And like I said, the little details, like she naturally, like in her normal form, she has like the little cut in her eyebrows or whatever, like the little scar that's right there. I don't know what battles or wars she's been in, but she's got like the weird imperfections on her face that somehow still works for her. Like, she still looks like a very beautiful woman even with that. But with the tarkat disease taking over and her like eyes and mouth and everything changing, those scars now just make her look wild as hell. But it makes for an awesome design. Like, I love the way that Mileena looks in this game. Quick look, just trying to see if there are any connections or similarities between her size and Kitana's fans. I don't think they are, but another thumbs up for Mileena. Like I said, her and Kenshi are like perfect designs to me. I feel like they nailed those because there's not too much changing or altering that you need to do, no matter how extravagant or simplistic that those designs are. Though I feel like you can screw Kenshi's design up. They didn't do it, and they haven't done it in quite a while. Ah, my God. Raiden. Human, mortal Raiden. It's so weird. Like I said, I watched the story spoiler, just the first chapter that was posted. And that's all that I'm going to watch. If other parts of story mode start getting posted online, I'm just not looking at this point. But bright-eyed, just humble, happy to be here, human Raiden is so weird to see. Just seeing Raiden's eyeballs is crazy. Like, I didn't even get used to that in the last game when he appeared for the first time in human form. He still has his lightning powers and stuff in his gameplay. So I imagine that Liu Kang gives him his powers at some point, but just looking at his design, and I don't even know, I'm trying to find the words to even say this. They took his godlike outfits from the past and simplified it to fit like a normal, younger, sort of bland human Raiden, but they did it beautifully. Like, that's, if I was to think what would young Raiden look like, it's this guy. Like, and the other crazy part is they gave Raiden a more, because Raiden, for whatever reason, they always modeled him as like a giant white dude. He's more Asian now than he's ever looked in the past. But what's so weird is he still looks like classic Raiden, even though he's a whole different ethnicity now. He looks just like classic Raiden. And it's amazing. Like, if I could give 2 thumbs up for this design, I think I would. Like, this is perfect. How they nailed the previous Raiden that we all know and love and just simplified him and made him younger looking is incredible to me. Like, do I even have an old school Raiden image? Alright, granted, this is highly pixelated and this is sort of dark Raiden, but I don't know, and maybe it's just me, but I feel like that looks like a younger version of the other one. Like, it definitely looks like a younger version of the same person. It's not a radical redesign, and it's enough of the old person left for you to, like, be able to tell what's going on. And even, like, subtle stuff like him no longer having the hood on, but it's still looking like that old classic Raiden design. Like, I don't know. It's just cool to me. Like, I love Raiden's design. Like, everything about the new direction they've taken Raiden's character, design, everything is just perfect to me. Rain. I don't think it's a bad design. I'm just a little sad at the fact that he doesn't look like a ninja anymore. And it's the only thing that bothers me. He looks, like they say, he's the high mage of Outworld now. Like, he's supposed to be a sorcerer. He looks like he's into some weird magic or something. He doesn't look like just a ninja anymore. He also doesn't look like a prince. That's an entirely different conversation. I like the design. I love the cape and everything. Even the weird little staff. I know people have problems with how that looks, but I don't mind it. I think it's cool. It's just I want all of my classic Mortal Kombat ninjas to look somewhat ninja-like. I know that's kind of like hypocritical to what I said about the Lin Kuei earlier in the video, but even they still look more like simplistic, borderline futuristic ninjas. Like, looking at how Smoke looks next to Rain, Smoke still has that ninja-esque Mortal Kombat look that you want. It's just a very subdued or simplified version of it, whereas with Rain looks like some weird little priest, like casting spells and stuff. He looks like what he's intended to be. They nailed the look. It just sucks that he's not a ninja anymore. Like, it's just me. Like, I like the design, but I just wish that a little bit more of that was kept. But it's still a thumbs up. Like, I like the design altogether. And the color scheme is great, because he still looks like royalty, even if he doesn't look like an actual prince anymore. Smoke. Almost rinse and repeat what I said earlier about Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I think I should have just lumped all 3 of them in together. And once again, each person's outfit is subtly different from the other ones. Like I said, Sub-Zero's in the blue, Scorpion's in the yellow, Rain's in the gray, and they're all kind of the same outfit. I just love how specifically Rain has all this, he has crazy like padding in his armor that Scorpion and Sub-Zero don't have. And the gas mask is so interesting and such a cool look at the same time. Whereas Scorpion and Sub-Zero have their normal little Lin Kuei ninja-esque mask, and Smoke just out here with a gas mask on fighting people. Like, he's such a unique, subtle difference that means a lot to the actual design of the character. And it makes the character stick out from the other two. So yeah, I like Rain, I'm talking about. I like Smoke's design. Though I'm not sure why the deep, almost muted bluish purple design with the gray. I don't know why that color scheme to me makes me like his outfit the most out of the three ninjas. The three ninjas. That's what they are. But and the fact that they're all brothers now is wild. But yeah, Smoke's color scheme in particular, even over Sub-Zero, who's blue, and blue is my favorite color. Like, I actually like Rain's more than the other two. But I feel like all their designs, they're amazing to me. Now Li Mei, considering she's like an outworld cop, at least that's how she comes across and sounds like. Her design is sweet to me. Everybody in this game, like, everybody's overly handsome or overly pretty. Like, just the most beautiful people you've ever seen in your life. Like, every single person. This is crazy. Every person in this game. Like, we'll get to the hideous people in a second, but even Mileena there, like, which that's always been Mileena's design. Like, she looks beautiful until she pulls the mask down and you see what you see. But like, even here, she looks more pretty than I think she's ever looked, with those like demonic eyes and stuff from the tarkat and blood and everything. Like, these are just amazing looking people. Li Mei looks incredible. Her design, I love it. It's so different from her Deadly Alliance look, and especially her Deception look. But her Deception look, she was pretty much naked. I mean, it is what it is. And NetherRealm has gone away from doing the half-naked designs for their females. They've went completely 180 to now they're covered from head to toe just about. But that being said, like, I like the design. I will say this. My only criticism of Li Mei's design, and it's just the backdrop of having such a normal looking Mileena in the game, there are times when it takes me half a second on screen sometimes, and I wish they just used like a different shade of pink or something like that. Sometimes I'll just look and see Mileena and have to sit, or I'll see Li Mei and just have to sit and think for a second and go, okay, that's not Mileena, that's Li Mei. Like, it takes half a second, but I just wish they did enough, and maybe you'll get used to it over time. I could just be nitpicking and it could just be me. But there are just times where they'll show her in like story trailers and stuff like that, to where just like half a second you'll see Li Mei and be like, Mileena, no, Li Mei. And it's like that. I wish there was like a way to make them look way more different. And I think it's the color schemes and the hairstyles are too close. They look, if you line them up side by side, they look nothing alike. But at a glance, they're too similar to where you can't quickly tell them apart like you can everybody else. Like I said, just like a color scheme change or something like that. Just something like hairstyle change or something would have helped that out. Baraka's ugly as hell, and I love it. Fantastic. He actually looks more hideous than I think he has in any other previous game. The tattoos on Baraka, I don't mind as much as I do on Scorpion. Like, Baraka just looks gross. I don't know what's with like the thorns coming out the arm. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, they made him look hideous in this game. And it's interesting that they also added a sympathetic element to Baraka. That's wild too. It's a character I never imagined having sympathy for ever. So kudos to the writing staff on that part. But yeah, his design is what you would expect from Baraka. And it's not one that's so set in stone or so easy that you can't screw it up, because they have Baraka's Deadly Alliance. Not Deadly Alliance, his Deception look was kind of weird to me. A couple games have had some strange Baraka designs, but this one I actually like a lot. It's also crazy to me that his mouth still looks far better than Mileena's mouth. That's... Moving along. God, why did they make Mileena's mouth look the way it does? Anyways, Tanya. I love Tanya's redesign. She looks so different from the previous Tanya designs, but like, so many people look so different from their designs in the past. But I love this new Tanya look. Once again, they've put more clothes on Tanya as they've done everybody. How do I even say this? There's no other way to say it. Like, she looks more like a regular black woman in her design now, which is cool than how she has in the past. Like, this is a sweet redesign for Tanya that caught me off guard too, because I wasn't even expecting Tanya to be in the game, much less for them to change her look up some. Like, even her, I think the last game she was in where you could actually see her eyes was maybe MK4, which I've played quite a bit on this channel. Most of the time, like, her eyes are completely white, and then she never has really ever had, well, I don't know, maybe a Mortal Kombat deception, but she's never had like strong black female features in her design or anything. So for her to have that now, like, I think that's awesome. I love Tanya's design personally. And then her moveset is absolutely wild. She looks broken, but that's a conversation for another day. A lot of characters in this game look broken. It is what it is. One problem, one little nitpick with Tanya's design, and it's just me. This thing on the top of her head, I don't know why it looks crazy to me. It looks like somebody cut out the bottom of a soda can and stuck it on the top of her head. Outside of that, if I can ignore like just this part of whatever the hell that is on her head, I'm fine. I don't know what that is or why she's wearing it, but it's like the Adenian / Outworld people. They're all dressed differently. It's not like us on Earth. Like, that's intentional. So I'll let it run. It's just something that just bothers me when I see it. My brain is weird, so don't pay me no mind in that regard. I'm not happy that Geras is in this game, simply because, like, I want nothing reminding me of Mortal Kombat 11's story and weird choices from that game. Like, I want as little of MK11 in this game as possible. And I just can't escape it, especially when it comes to the story and all the time travel stuff. So the second I saw Geras, I knew we was getting way more time travel stuff than I felt this game needed, considering the nature of the story. Like, we were supposed to start everything anew and we still have this connection to the past, but whatever. I don't like Geras, not a fan. I don't like his gameplay. I'm not a fan of his character. I can't stand him. That being said, the design is sweet. I can't even sit up here and hate on the design. It's cool. He looks so much better than how he looked in MK11. And somehow he looks more unique and more royal with the simplicity design. Like, he doesn't have like a shirt or anything on. He's just got the little armor placed on the side and the emblem stuck in his chest. I don't know what that's about, but that's all that he really has. But that's so much more. It looks so much cooler than all the crazy amounts of like armor and just bull that he had in his MK11 design. Like, it looked like too much in that design. I wasn't a fan. This is cool. I like Geras' new design in this game. That's about as much as I'm about to compliment Geras. It's a thumbs up and we're moving along. Might be my favorite redesign in this game so far. I don't know. Second favorite. We'll get to my favorite design in a few moments. But that reptile design is sweet. Once again, don't mind Reptile's tattoos as much as I mind the Scorpion ones. The tattoo on the face is not even a problem for me, just because the tattoos are weirdly scaly and everything, and knowing that Reptile transformed into the big like reptilian lizard and everything, this sort of human form of Reptile is cool. And I've wanted a human looking Reptile since, I don't know, pretty much like 1995. When Mortal Kombat 4 came out and they had Lizard Reptile, I hated it. And they just made him look more lizard-like in every game, and this just seemingly got worse and worse. So for them to just go back and go, okay, here's his human form and he transforms into the reptile, it's like, I love it. So yeah, the colors, even the material, the scaly look of the actual material on his body, like, it almost like it's like lizard skin or something in the design of his clothes. Like, it's just certain things look snake skin like, other things look like it's like alligator. Like, I don't know. That Reptile's whole look is perfect. Another one of them knocked out of the park, double thumbs up for me. I love Reptile's design. Havik. I don't dislike it, but I'm not entirely a fan of this design. And there's only one reason for it, and it's the hair. What is that? Like, what is this hairstyle that he has? Like, Havik had like the high ponytail, almost man bun look in the past, but it looked sick. And then he had like the skull face and everything, all the crazy armor and everything. Like, he looked so different in the past. And I felt like his redesigned hair is so cool up till you get to his hair. Like, the hair kills it for me. Cause like, I don't get it. He looks like he should be in like a boy band or something. Like, I don't understand what's with the hair. I don't know. And it could, once again, it's one of those things where it could just be me, but it's throwing the whole look of him off. And it looks kind of corny to me. Like, they could have just gave him, and I guess it's like the swoop of the hair with the bangs hanging over his face. Like, if you just cut that off, I feel like that just a short haircut would have been fine as opposed to this. It's like some type of soccer mom haircut or something. Like, I'm not a fan of this. And I felt like they could have did without it. But I'm so on Havik's design. Like, I'm happy he's back. And from the neck down, I feel like his design is perfect. But just that hair is killing me. And I hope there's like a skin or alternate to where that doesn't look that way, personally. Ashrah, love her redesign. This is gonna sound kind of contradictory, but I think her design looks perfect. And considering her character is almost like that of a demon that's trying to purify her soul, and the more that she does it, the more human-like she looks. I love that aspect of how she actually looks as a character, because you can see that she doesn't look human, but there's still, like I say, everybody in this game looks absolutely beautiful for some reason. So you can tell like she looks beautiful while also not looking human at the same time. So that aspect of her like character is read in the design itself. I love the sword she has. I love the sort of regal look. Like, she looks like she's pure in the all white and gold. That being said, as much as I love her design, the only like real nitpick I have is she doesn't have her hat. And I think the only reason why she doesn't have her hat is, and I've seen a lot of people complain about the fact that she doesn't have her hat, but my thing is like, what she was known as in the past is being female raiden. And I feel like if you give her a hat, that criticism is still going to be there. So it's just like, remove the hat so that thought is no longer there anymore. I figured that's what they were doing there. So I get why it's not there. I would just have loved it if it, or at least as an alternate, just give her just one with the hat. Just, I don't know. But another one of those like borderline perfect designs to me. Now we have Sindel. Jesus Christ. Can somebody like introduce me to an actual Sindel that looks like this? That's gotta be the sexiest 50,000-year-old woman I've ever seen in my life. Like, she looks crazy. She looks better than her daughters. Look at Mileena, look at Kitana, and then look at Sindel. She looks amazing.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Like, perfect design. She looks absolutely beautiful. She looks like a queen. The regal look to her. They got her design down pat. She doesn't look like a revenant, so there's no more like an MK11 where she's got like the grayish dead skin. Like, there's none of that no more, thank God. Like, for her to be like, as it says, the empress of Outworld, she looks amazing. Like, perfect, thumbs up. Like, I don't have a bad word to say about that Sindel design. They even gave her a booty and everything, and then to stop doing that in these NetherRealm games. Like, I ain't got no problems with how they did Sindel's design in this game whatsoever. I will say though, whoever idea it was for Sindel when she's doing like fatal blows or fatalities, and if you've seen it already, you know. If you haven't, good for you. I get that Sindel uses her hair to attack you. I get that she uses her hair as a weapon, but the idea of her hair being like a living being to the point to where when she's doing certain special attacks, it has this Medusa-esque look to it. Like, that mess looks scary as hell. I don't like it. I don't mess with it. I don't even like Medusa looks and stuff like that to begin with. That mess is creepy. And for her to look as good as she does, and then that wow and all that stuff to go, nah, not a fan of that. That aside, I feel like the Sindel design is perfect. Probably my favorite female design in the entire game so far. Now, having looked at Sindel, I had to move myself across the screen a bit because I can't go any further than this. Shao Kahn, favorite design, period. I love the new Shao Kahn design. I love the fact that he has more dragon-like features. The idea that the horns are his and not necessarily a part of the mask. Interesting design choice, but I love it. The Shao Kahn just looks like a beast in this game. Without actually being big and bulky like he's been in the past. Like, he's a big dude in this game, but he doesn't look as towering and as jacked as he's been in the past. But still, regardless, he still looks intimidating as hell. Like, Shao Kahn looks like a problem in this game. And like I said, the horns, almost like they gave him sort of Montaro's horns. Like, I don't know. I can't even tell you what race he's supposed to be in this game, whether he's one of the centaurs or anything like that, or whether he's supposed to have like dragon's blood or anything, but to me it's perfect. Once again, not a flaw in his design. I don't even mind them no longer giving him the warhammer and him having the axe instead. I feel like Shao Kahn's design is flawless. So yeah, even like, and this is why I say I don't know if he's like dragon like anything like that, like the scales in the arms and on parts of the face. I wish they had a picture of him up here without the mask on, so I'd be able to further critique how his actual face looks, because it's hideous in the greatest of ways. Like, I feel like they murdered this design. So all in all, I have to say, for this new Mortal Kombat game, I absolutely love the vast majority of these designs. Like I say, even the ones that I don't like, they're just like little nitpicks for me. For the most part, I love how all my favorite characters are like looped in together. For the most part, I just love how everybody and everything just about looks in this game. Like, this game is probably one of the more beautiful looking fighting games that I think I've ever seen. Like, look at these backgrounds. Like, that's incredible. Like, it makes me want to visit this, and it doesn't exist for it. Like, it's incredible to me. So, as far as redesigns look, I feel like these are amazing. And it's such a contrast for MK11, where half the roster, if not more, are dead. So, like, mostly, like, Liu Kang is a revenant. His skin is completely grayed out, so it's like his design looks bland just because the majority of him is just gray and dead. Kitana, dead. She doesn't look right. Kenshi's not in the game, and when you see him in the crypt, he's dead. He looks like a corpse. Kung Lao, grayed out. He's deceased. Raiden's evil, so he's dark in his red outfit as opposed to his traditional bright blue ones. Just everybody's dead and messed up. So Sindel's another one. So I like these new designs for the game. So that's all. Let me know what you think about the look of Mortal Kombat 1 and all the new character designs yourself in the comments below. And a lot of the feedback on some of the things I touched on in the video. If you could let me know about those things, I'd appreciate it as well. But in any event, leave a like, I'd appreciate it. And you all have a good one. And I'm out.